Hey all you mentees, this is the Uncanny Omar from Near Mint Condition, and join me today as I go over my top 10 must-buy essential collected editions coming out in November, so please stay tuned. And welcome back everybody. Now before I get started, go ahead and hit that like button please. It helps with our YouTube algorithm and it helps the channel grow. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We put out videos every day. This is just my top 10 list. I would love to know what yours are, so please leave it down at the bottom, all 10 of the books that you're thinking about getting. 20, 30, 5, 4, 1, whatever it is, leave it down at the bottom. I love to get comments and reply back to you all, so I love interacting with you all that way. Now, without further ado, as long as these are still on the schedule, that's the other thing, I'm very excited that these are finally coming up. So, kicking it off with Lucifer Omnibus Volume 2. A book that a lot of people thought was going to be canceled because they literally took it off the catalog. It was off the Penguin Random House catalog. That's never a good sign. And then they put it back on with a new date. So, it is coming out in November. I'm very excited. I haven't seen any photos floating around of it or anything for advanced copies, but it's coming, and it wraps up the Mike Carey's run on Lucifer. And Lucifer is a character from Sandman, and yes, it is that Lucifer. And it's also the Lucifer that the Netflix series, the now Netflix series, is based on, even though he's a lot different. And then we're getting Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Beyond the Grid Deluxe Edition. Of course, I'm excited for that one. I know that a lot of people have told me that it's not as good, that Marjorie Bennett's run is not as good as, of course, Kyle Higgins, but I'm still excited because these are the characters that I really enjoyed in the first 3 years. I was hoping they would do a Go-Go Power Rangers Deluxe Edition Volume 1, collecting the first year of Go-Go, but instead they decided to continue the Mighty Morphin line, so who knows, I mean, they may. That's Ryan Parrott's run, and he's a solid writer. I do enjoy that run. And he's the one that's taking over the new run of Mighty Morphin. Next on the list is Avengers Epic Collection Heavy Metal. You have Epic Collection, yes, Roger Stern, hell yes, John Buscema, oh, I'm in. So this was my childhood run on Avengers. This is the stuff that I would get, and I have the trade paperback of Heavy Metal, but I like more complete collections because you all know the Epics don't leave anything out, well, except the letter pages. But that's what the Omnis are for, right? So maybe we'll get an omnibus of this someday, but until then, I am happy to have the Heavy Metal Epic Collection in my trade paperback bookshelf back here. Next up, of course, one that was in my top 20, this was in my top 5 most wanted X-Men omnibus last year. And I'll be doing that list again this year. So keep an eye on the channel, probably in December sometime. Excalibur, Volume 1. Oh man, Excalibur, oh yes. And I know a lot of you are asking me, like, Omar, should I get this? I like X-Men, but I know nothing about Excalibur. I hope to help you out by making a video about it when the book comes out. I am very excited for this book. It's one that I look forward to the most. Because you have Chris Claremont taking his remaining members of the X-Men team that got kind of wounded during the Mutant Massacre. So you have Nightcrawler, Kitty Pryde, and Phoenix, Rachel Summers. And they're kind of assembling a new team in England with a couple of magical characters from the past that Chris Claremont had written, such as Captain Britain, Widget, Megan. Oh man, it's so good. And then you have the talent of Alan Davis coming in and just with his blessing everybody with his wonderful artwork, and Mark Farmer doing the inks. Yeah, so I'm all in. I'm so happy that Marvel's doing this. Hopefully there's going to be enough to do a volume 2. And then Daredevil Epic Collection Last Rites, another Epic Collection I'm very excited for. This is the D.G. Chichester run on Daredevil. A lot of people are hit and miss with this run. I really liked it. This has the classic Fall of the King, at least in my eyes, the classic Fall of the Kingpin storyline. I've got that trade paperback. I can finally replace it with this Epic Collection. And of course, this will be more complete than my trade paperback that only has the 4-issue series. And it's the return of Typhoid Mary, always an interesting character. Number 6 on this list is Batman Road to No Man's Land. Of course I'm excited about this book. It was one of my most wanted DC Omnis. I'll be doing that list again sometime in December. Actually, I wanted Batman No Man's Land, but I'm good with Road to No Man's Land with the promise of an actual No Man's Land. So this has everything from Cataclysm all the way right before No Man's Land starts. So I am very excited for this book. It's a huge book, and there was a couple of orphaned issues, but then again, with DC solicits, sometimes they leave issues out, so we'll see. JLA Omnibus Volume 1. When I first started getting these big Omnis, I debated on whether to get these trade paperbacks of Grant Morrison's run on JLA. Howard Porter was doing the artwork, and they were really thin, like only 4 issues per trade paperback. And I was like, all right, you know what? I'm sure there's going to be an omnibus someday, but I'm just going to buy these until then. That was over a decade ago. But we are now getting a JLA by Grant Morrison omnibus. It is missing issues from Christopher Priest and Mark Miller, but I mean, maybe, I don't know. I don't have it in my hand, so they may still be in there. Maybe it's just mistyped. Hopefully. I don't know. Odds are probably not, though. But I'm still excited for it. One that should not be missed is absolutely 100%. I think this is one of the best manga I've ever read in my life, and that is by Rumiko Takahashi in Mermaid Saga. So you have her comedy, you have her romance, and this is her horror take, and it is the collector's edition coming out in November. It is awesome. I love how creepy it is. It's about a group of immortals that live by eating mermaid flesh. However, not everyone that eats mermaid flesh gets to live a life of immortality. Some of them turn into giant monsters and creatures and nasty, grotesque things. So you take a gamble on how you become, whether to become immortal or whether you turn into a monster. It's dark. It's freaking awesome. This is the same lady that, like I said, did Inuyasha, Ranma, and of course Masonic Hoku. So it's interesting to see her range in writing, and I think this book right here should definitely not be missed. East of West, The Apocalypse Year 3, finally wrapping up that series by Jonathan Hickman. I've been waiting to get this book for a while. The reprint, I think, comes out in November as well for Volume 1. I know a lot of people have asked me. If not, it's already out by the time this video has dropped. But it was just a sleeper reprint. They restocked it on Diamond's website, so I'm sure some stores ended up with it. But yes, this finally wraps up that series. I think I'm almost 100% sure that wraps up the series, so I'm very excited for that book. And wrapping up my top 10 list is Justice League International Omnibus Volume 2. Absolutely 100% did not think this was coming. Another one of my most wanted Omnis last year from DC. I didn't think this book was ever going to be made. We've had trade paperbacks of this. As a matter of fact, I think my Justice League International 5 and 6, I still have that because they go beyond the first volume of the Omnibus. But this is going to look so nice right up to it. I wish we could keep more coming. But who knows? Who knows what the future will hold? And I think that it's the perfect way to wrap up this list because it's a book I highly recommend to people. It's a lot of fun. There's, when a lot of people think of Justice League International, they think it's hokey or it's supposed to be funny, but there's a lot of heartfelt moments in that series between the characters. We're talking J.M. DeMatteis and Keith Giffen. Of course, Adam Hughes drawing a lot of this stuff. This is his internal work, right? This is the guy that blew up and just became a cover artist these days. But still, this is his internal stuff. And I think that book should definitely not be missed. Now, you can purchase all of these books when they come out from our sponsor, CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online source for collected editions up to 50% off retail price. Cheap Graphic Novels prides itself on excellent packaging, so your stuff gets to you in excellent condition, and they have amazing customer service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And for all you Minties that are watching, if you're a first-time customer, don't forget to mention that Near Mint Condition sent you their way for a promotional credit on free shipping on your next order. Now, this is only for U.S. customers. CheapGraphicNovels.com, your source for the hottest books with deep discounts, customer service, and excellent shipping that will keep you coming back for more. And that was my top 10 must-buy, essential, recommended list to you all. Let me know in the comments down below what you're most excited for, what you're going to get, and, out of this list, which one you don't agree with. That's okay. Difference of opinion is always cool with me. I don't mind. But yeah, I'd love to know all those comments down below. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Check out our Patreon. It's a great way to support the channel. That information is in the description down below, as well as a link to our Redbubble shop where you can get t-shirts and hats and stuff like that with our near mint condition logo on it. This was the Uncanny Omar. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, everyone, please stay healthy, stay safe out there. Much love to all of you.